Welcome back, class. It's Dr. Linder. We're still on tissues, and we've already covered the two more challenging types. We've covered epithelial tissue, we've done connective tissue. All right. Let's talk about muscle. Muscle, in contrast, is a lot easier to learn, and then so is the last category, which is nerve. So when we talk about muscle, most of us jump and go, "Oh, muscles, the abdominal muscles, the pectoral muscles, the biceps, the triceps, the quadriceps." Well, yeah, I kind of think that too. But those type of muscles are referred to as skeletal muscle. Any type of muscle that attaches to your skeleton and can move your bones is called skeletal muscle, and it is voluntary, meaning you have conscious control of moving your bones because you have control of contracting your skeletal muscles. When you're writing with a pen, you have to contract your muscles of the fingers. You can consciously contract your biceps and triceps to pull a door or to push a door. You need your biceps and triceps for that. It's voluntary. That's skeletal muscle. Now, you heard me use the word contraction as well. When a muscle contracts, what does that mean? It doesn't mean shorten, because you can have contraction when a muscle is lengthening. So contraction means that there's tension that's being produced. And you can have tension when a muscle is shortening, lengthening, or remaining the same length. There could be tension when a muscle shortens, lengthens, or even remains the same length. So all of these are contracting. Okay. All right. So that's one type of muscle. That's skeletal muscle. The second type is cardiac. Well, it's in the word cardiac. Cardiac is heart. Now, you can't consciously make your heart contract, can you? No. So it's involuntary. Now, over time, perhaps, like if you're anxious and nervous and your heart rate is 90 beats per minute and you're trying to calm down, yes, you can listen to some music. Perhaps you could do some yoga, some Tai Chi, get massage, get a chiropractic adjustment. You can get things to kind of calm your system down. And over time, you can slow it down, but it's not immediate, like contracting a biceps or triceps, right? There's a difference. Smooth muscle is also involuntary, and smooth muscle is found around your blood vessels and it's found around many organs. Okay. The other thing I wanted to point out is that skeletal muscle and cardiac muscle, these two, are referred to as striated. Striated. Striated means like this. You can see lines. That's striated. So skeletal and cardiac muscle under a microscope have a linear or striated type of appearance. Smooth muscle, it's called smooth because it doesn't have that. It doesn't have the striations. Okay, so under a microscope, when we look at skeletal muscle, you could see the striations. You could see those lines. They're long, they're cylindrical, they're multi-nucleated cells, and they have these striations. And skeletal muscle, as you can see here, this is the triceps. It goes from bone to bone and can move your body parts. It attaches to bones. Okay. You also have facial muscles. Again, you can consciously and voluntarily smile, right? Someone says frown, close your eyes, open your eyes. You can do that all voluntarily because of skeletal muscles. Okay. All right. So that's skeletal muscle. When we look at cardiac, again, these two are striated, right? Both cardiac and skeletal, these are both have those lines, they're striated. Now, the difference between cardiac and skeletal looks very uniform, but when we look at cardiac, it looks very branched, right? It's got branches. You could see, like the branches of a tree. And the other unique characteristic of cardiac muscle are these things called intercalated discs. These vertical lines are called intercalated discs. They're specialized junctions. Remember cell junctions? You probably read about it in week one. Cells come together to make tissues, but what brings cells together are different types of junctions. There are gap junctions, tight junctions, desmosomes, hemidesmosomes. So these right here are called, they're made up of gap junctions. So when we look at them, let me see if I have, oh, I don't have it here. So gap junctions are used and designed for very fast, rapid forms of communication. We need gap junctions wherever we need fast, rapid forms of communication between cells. So if you look at the heart here, this is the right atrium, this is the left atrium, this is the right ventricle, this is the left ventricle, okay? The atriums contract at the same time, and then the ventricles contract at the same time. And the only way that that's possible is because you have a pacemaker here that's called the SA node. When we get into the cardiovascular system in AMP2, we'll talk about this. But we have a pacemaker called the SA node, and it sends this electrical current to both atriums simultaneously at the same time. And every single heart cell gets that input instantly. Why does it get it instantly? Because of the gap junctions and these intercalated discs. If we separate them and looked inside them, that's where we would see the gap junctions, fast, rapid form of communication. So every single heart cell gets the message at the same time. So the atrium contract at the same time, and then both ventricles contract at the same time. It functions in what's referred to as a functional synctium, a functional syncytium or synctium, meaning it's working in sync, in harmony, because of the intercalated discs. Okay, the last type is smooth muscle. And again, if we compare, right, no resemblance to these two. Very striated. Skeletal and cardiac is striated. No striations. They're spindle shaped. They have a central nuclei with no striations. And the cells are arranged, as you can see, in these very, very tight forming sheaths. And they're found throughout your organs. They're found in the stomach, and it's found in the small intestine. It's found in the large intestine. It's also found in your blood vessels, smooth muscle, a woman's uterus, right? That's an organ. Women during that time of month, you may feel some pains because of the hormones impacting the myometrium, the muscular part. When a woman's having contractions, it's the myometrium of the uterus. It's smooth muscle that's contracting. You have no conscious control of it. So smooth muscle is involuntary. Involuntary control, mostly in the walls of all of your hollowed organs, but also it's found in blood vessels. And it's the smooth muscle of a blood vessel that either vasoconstricts or vasodilates. When you have vaso, which means vessel dilation, the blood vessel is open. Blood pressure drops. When you have vasoconstriction, it gets narrower. This increases blood pressure. When it vasodilates, it decreases blood pressure. It's only the smooth muscle of blood vessels that can open and close the diameter of it. Okay. And that's why women during that time of month, you crave chocolate. You eat chocolate, sometimes dark chocolate, and it makes you feel better because dark chocolate has magnesium, and magnesium relaxes smooth muscle. It's a smooth muscle relaxer. Magnesium also lowers blood pressure because it relaxes the smooth muscle, allows it to dilate a little bit, and blood pressure goes down. Okay, we'll take a break and we'll finish up with nerve.